the gentleman that's an internet, YouTube personality or whatever, I've sat right here and watched that man. I sit right back there and watch that man right here tell that man right there on that diocese that that man's wife was over at his house trying to get dates with him. But when you sit right there and don't mute somebody talking bad about the man, because you've always said, address us as a council. And you let people get up here and call him out by name. And that's flat wrong. If you won't let them do it to nobody else, you shouldn't let them do it to him. Thank you.
You know there will be a point of information. Mr. Holcomb, I'm coming back with a point of information.
I'm ready to hear it.
Do you understand the Constitution? Do you understand that we all have free speech?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that these are rules that we're asking you to follow?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that this does not trump the Constitution? Do you understand that ultimately
Yes,
people can say what they want in 3 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're straight. Thank you.
I'm here to address how Joseph Lowry stole $50,000 from the Economic Development Committee. So I don't know if you need to stay or get up and run to the back room, because this message is for you.
Representatives should be mentally stable to serve the public. Individuals who spend their weekend hiding in bushes and stalking independent journalists and intimidating them have no business holding public office.
Facebook Live. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, my people.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, we're going to check out the latest Marque Texas City Council meeting that took place on April 28th, 2025. This one drew a bigger crowd than usual, and it's no mystery why. People in this city are sick and tired of City Councilman Joseph Lowry, and so am I. He's like a migraine that just won't quit. After public comments wrapped up, the City Council spent a good chunk of time discussing Lowry's criminal record and his past felonies. Because of that, this video is going to run a little bit longer than normal, so let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video everywhere.
First one is Carl Beard. Welcome, Mr. Beard. Name and address for the record, please.
Yes, Carl Beard, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Yes, how you doing today? I want to address the Marque Police Department. Probably about 3 years, me and other members of the community have tried to lodge complaints against a certain councilman that's actually sitting up on your dais right now. And those complaints have been pretty much stonewalled at the lobby. I've been told everything from the statute of limitations ran out within 2 hours. We're compiling a political file on all these complaints. And from what I'm finding out, a lot of this stuff never was documented. Reports are missing. Myself and another member of the community have filled out Freedom of Information forms that have not been answered back in reference to this councilman. Now, this very councilman that sits up on that dais was able to actually file a charge on me through the Marque Police Department for some similarly that I'm alleged to do that he actually done to a councilwoman that's sitting up on your council. Nothing was done by the Marque Police Department. So I would love for Chief Aragon to actually ask why his officers are stonewalling actual harassment reports that have been made against a councilman within your city. This weekend, do live, I watched this same councilman follow a news reporter over to Galveston on live where he was harassing this guy. And from what I get, he was actually texting them saying, "I'm following you." These are actually all crimes in Texas that violate certain penal codes. Those penal codes I shared with Chief Aragon, and he still refused to forward them to the DA. We're being told things like, "Oh, the DA don't want to deal with this, the DA don't want to deal with that." It's time for the community to get an answer through Lamarck from Jack Rody, whether he's going to deal with these charges against Councilman Lowry. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Beard. Mr. Avery, that you said there was one more.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Mr. Harvey,
Yes, I'm right here. How you doing, Mayor?
we can hear you. Name and address for the record, sir.
My name is Harvey Freebird, and my address is Joseph Lowry's Head. I'm there anytime you need me. Yeah, tonight I want to speak about Councilman Lowry's mental illness and his future mental health. Over the weekend of April 25th, Councilman Lowry engaged in behavior that can only be described as stalking. While I was working in Galveston County, he followed me around for 2 days, sending disturbing messages from his YouTube account, Lowry's News Network, bragging that he was hiding in the bushes watching me. He even suggested that I check my vehicle for a GPS tracker and said, quote, "Look under your truck for a tracker," end quote. I documented all of this psychotic behavior and published it today on my YouTube channel so the public can see it for themselves. This isn't just a harmless prank. This is obsessive, threatening behavior from an elected official. And this isn't the first time. Numerous people have sought protective orders against Mr. Lowry, including a woman in Washington State who has accused him of kidnapping her, tying her up for over a year, decapitating her dog, pouring gasoline on her, and threatening to light her on fire, and even having this woman's own daughter practice shooting her with the BB gun. This man is sick in the head. Other elected officials have also filed lawsuits against Mr. Lowry, 2 city council members. At what point do we as a community acknowledge that Councilman Lowry is mentally unstable and needs a serious mental health intervention? Mental health is critical for everyone, but especially for people who hold public office and make decisions that affect others. There should be resources and wellness programs available to ensure that council members are mentally stable and fit to serve the public. When it's obviously clear that an elected official is suffering from mental illness, the government should take swift action, just like they would if it was a citizen that needed to be Baker acted. I would strongly encourage Mayor and the council to require a mental health intervention for Councilman Joseph Lowry, who has shown frightening instability. It's time to take proactive steps to protect everyone before the situation gets worse. This is not about politics. It's about public safety. Representatives should be mentally stable to serve the public. Individuals who spend their weekend hiding in bushes and stalking independent journalists and intimidating them have no business holding public office. Thank you, Mayor and Council.
I'm here to address how Joseph Lowry stole $50,000 from the Economic Development Committee. So I don't know if you need to stay or get up and run to the back room because this message is for you. Okay. Chief Aragon, I don't know what the problem is. Like, I don't know what else you need. It took $50,000. You know his business is going on. I mean, your department has arrested people for so much less, including aggravated assault of a child based on baseless 30-year-old allegations, and you made that happen. Okay, there's so much you could do to pursue charges with what this man is doing to Kim and everybody else. There's the CJ guy, and I don't know what the problem is with you and Mr. Rhodey, but I hope y'all get it together soon because this is out of control. Every comment has been up here is about the police station. I've called you, I've left a message, I've tagged you on Facebook, and I'm not getting any response. He sold $50,000. Something needs to be done. All these Republicans in here talking about being conservative, financially conservative, but y'all okay with him walking away with $50,000? What'd you spend it on, Sarah? So,
Miss McAfee.
Sorry.
Miss McAfee.
okay, I'm sorry.
Miss McAfee. Miss Lowry. I got it. Thank you. Miss McAfee.
Okay, so the rest, I'm also here to support Kim and what they're doing. I've already said that. Let's see. You don't have your name tag. You need your new thing so I can call you by your last name. But
Pritchett.
Mr. Pritchett, whatever you could do on your end to make sure that $50,000 is dealt with, that needs to be done. Councilman Ross, Councilwoman Yancey, Mayor Bell, I appreciate all y'all support in making sure this man is coming to justice. Councilman Compion, I encourage you to look more into what this person is doing, the one you're sitting next to. And please, if there's another censor, I would encourage you to support, to go with the rest of the people on the board, because he's a terrible person and he's making a lot of mess in Lamarck, and we need your support with this. So if you could consider that, I would really appreciate it, because all you really have to do is look on Facebook and see what he's doing to everybody. You could probably look on there tomorrow and see him acting like a man baby and treating me like crap tomorrow. So I'll be more than happy to show you what he's going to post.
Thank you for supporting
you.
the forensic audit.
Mr. Lowry,
Yeah.
we cannot. You still have, were you done?
Nope, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
But what I hate is, first of all, you always make the announcement, address the council as a whole, not to belittle nobody up there on that dais. I've seen you break that 3 times tonight. And I have a feeling it's all because they're talking to my councilman, Mr. Lowry. The gentleman that's an internet, YouTube personality or whatever. I've sat right here and watched that man. I sit right back there and watch that man right here tell that man right there on that diocese that that man's wife was over at his house trying to get dates with him. And you didn't shut it down. Just like he just talked about now. He's not a citizen. This is for the citizens of Lamarck. You've got people from Texas City and all over coming over. This needs to be about city of Lamarck's business. And fighting, he said, she said, he did this, she did this. That don't make nothing to me. But this is done turned into a kangaroo court. It's all about what we can do, how we can down that man. I voted for the man and I'll vote for him again. And I'll tell anybody in this room that. Because he's doing what nobody else apparently wants to do. And one of those is a forensic audit. And yes, he may make comments on Facebook I don't particularly like. He's not my friend, he's my councilman. But when you sit right there and don't mute somebody talking bad about the man, because you've always said, address us as a council. And you let people get up here and call him out by name. And that's flat wrong. If you won't let him do it to nobody else, you shouldn't let him do it to him. Thank you.
You know there will be a point of information. Mr. Holcomb, I'm coming back with a point of information.
I'm ready to hear it.
Do you understand the Constitution?
I
What
hope
is
so.
do you understand that we all have free speech?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that these are rules that we're asking you to follow?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that this does not trump the Constitution? Do you understand that ultimately
sir.
people can say what they want in 3 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're straight. Thank you. Item 8-9, District A requesting a public information request and a judicial ruling regarding a council member's eligibility to serve on council.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This is not an easy discussion, but I think it needs to be had because it has been brought to our attention from our constituency about, and because of our charter speaks to it that we govern ourselves. I, like you, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but I do have some concerns. I've made copies of some of these concerns. I can pass that to you and Joe as well.
How many do you want, Mr. Lowry?
It's a package.
Do you want any for?
The attorney, that's fine.
You
You need one? Oh, yeah, I forgot he has one. Go ahead. Mhm.
Go ahead, Ms. Yes, I'm sorry.
So according to our charter, we cannot have people that have felonies or convicted felonies. And I would have hoped after 9-10 months that we would have been voluntarily given that information, but we have not. Some of my concerns with some of the behavior That is not normal that's happening in our city. And I'm requesting that this council directs our city manager and attorney to get that on file so we can lay this to rest. So the next time someone comes to us, we can say we have answered that question and we're moving on. Some of the concerns are the 47 hours of legal bills costing taxpayers about $14,000. Use of staff resources with frivolous lawsuits and obsessive public information requests to the city clerk and repeated requests. Creating a hostile work environment for staff and council due to threats, bullying, name calling, and slander. A lack of respect for this administration and government protocols. Complaints from District C residents, including myself, that our items are being overlooked and refuses to govern, but instead leads a gotcha campaign into non-existent items not requested by the majority of his constituents. Uses paid for hire reporters to discredit our city administration, this council, and our residents. Official oppression of citizens who peacefully protest. Refusal to show paperwork that he is not a convicted felon. Harasses council members that disagrees with him, the mayor, Yancey, myself, and Ross, calling them thugs, child molesters, and traitors. Harasses neighboring elected city leaders in Dickinson and Texas City on social media pages.
Ms. Jansen,
Yes,
let's let,
I'm stating the case why we need to do it. Why the behavior, I'm stating the case, and I'm on the agenda.
Okay.
I'm stating the case on why we need to do that. Normally you would not. If our charter says we are the only one that can vet, because you all didn't. And the residents are saying that we are the only ones that can vet, that I'm laying the foundation of why we need to do this.
Okay.
Because of the behaviors.
I-
Currently harasses.
hold on, Ms. Jansen, let me finish the
Okay.
process and
Okay.
I'll be with you.
I've
What is your,
I've
what is-
raised my concern. If people are free to proceed as they see fit.
What is your concern? I'm sorry.
I was merely concerned that we were getting off of the agenda because the agenda speaks to council's eligibility to serve on council. That was all.
Right. But the eligibility to serve, but we're,
Yes.
according to our charter, we're the only ones that can vet each other. I just want it, I don't want it to be a question, but because of the behaviors that we have seen, and because we have not been given that to us voluntarily, which most people should do. If you want to lay that to rest, then you bring it voluntarily, say this is no longer an issue, and we can go on.
I understand that. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
understand.
I got you.
I was just,
All right.
saying what I had to say. And
Number
y'all are free
10.
to proceed.
Thank you, Gus. Harasses neighboring elected city leaders in Dickinson, Texas City on social media pages. Currently harasses a church and the senior pastor of the New Vision Baptist Church in Dickinson. He does not correct his behavior when censored 3 times by council, but in fact gets worse, no matter how bad he looks or how bad he makes our city of Lamarck look. Inserts himself into local elections on city web pages by endorsing candidates, which is an election code crime. Refuses to listen to our city's attorney's counsels on matters related to protecting the city of Lamarck. I beg this council to let's vote to answer this question once and for all. If he's not, we should not allow the residents to come against him in that fashion if he's no longer a convicted felon. If he is, then we are violating our own charter. Now, if we can buy a drone for $26,000,
29.
Mr. Lowry,
or 29,000, thank you for the correction,
Let's let-
$29,458.40. And this is something that will cost us much less than that to put
Understand.
this to rest. So I beg this council, because people have asked, they've come to the podium, they may have embarrassed him, I don't know. But I think this is a question that we need to ask, and we need to put it to the side. If he is not, then we can say that and go on. But I do ask that the behaviors, please stop. It is an embarrassment to this city, and I want to be able to defend and lift up so we can get to streets and drainage. and do the things that are necessary that we have been voted in to do. This is a major distraction. It's a major distraction for me and for my family and for my constituents. You just heard Mr. Hicks come and say, you know, he's been having that issue with the drainage. We want to focus on that, not all of this. But when you're always put in the defensive, having to protect your families, there's proof in the pudding. I've given each council person's just here Saturday, Saturday, I received an email. I get so many harassing emails that I have a box that it goes to because it is outrageous, the emails that are sent to me every week, every month. And council, I did not even put all of them here. But the last one was from Sunday, in the middle of service, in the middle of church. That was sent to me at 12:36 p.m. Now, I've asked the city to put that into a box so I won't have to see them. But I think the public needs to know just how petty this is, how silly it is. It is a distraction, and it needs to stop. I'm asking that we get this done because maybe we are dealing with a criminal mind and we don't know it. And I think it's time to answer that question. Thank you, Mary, for that time.
Very good. Now, Ms. Yancey, I'm going to ask Mr. Lowry if he wants to respond. What do you think he's going to say to me? Very good. He's going to respond. You can, but he is the person who is the object of Mrs. Yancey's request. And so let's let him respond first, and then we can all gather in. Mr. Lowry. Mr. Lowry?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to preside,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Absolutely.
So if you hear me, I'm doing my job.
Sure.
You have the floor.
All right. So council meeting after council meeting after council meeting, we get up here and we have a bash Joseph Lowry session. We have covered this topic numerous times. It's actually not questionable. She knows the answer. Everybody up here knows the answer. I am 100% eligible to be on council. What it is it's an attempted smear campaign again. We're complaining about use of our legal bill, but yet we're here again talking about the same thing that she knows the exact answer to. It's a simple smear campaign. The fact that we keep doing this, we got business to do in the city of La Marque, and the citizens are tired of it. What I do outside of this dais is none of your business. I'm sorry if you don't like what I say, what I post, anything that I share as a journalist. You could censor me all you want. It's not going to change anything. I'm still going to exercise my freedom of speech outside of council. But to get up here and say that you're upset about 47 hours of taxpayers' money going to an attorney, how many dozens of hours have we spent back there in executive session over frivolous stuff? So please stop with the nonsense that is outside of this dais. It is unproductive for the city of La Marque. I don't care if you don't like it. You've said that. I don't care. I'm going to continue to exercise my First Amendment right. The allegations here, harassing, untrue. Okay. Multiple times I hear the word harassing. It's untrue. If you feel that, please, by all means, file a police report. Okay. And if we're going to engage in something like this, and Mr. Gus has already received a letter from my lawyer, we will be fully prepared to 100% enforce or attempt to enforce everything in the charter, not pick and choose everything and everyone. Now, am I eligible to run? Yes, Ms. Yancey, you know the answer is yes. But it needs to stop. What happens outside of here, leave it out of here. Okay, if you don't like it, fine, don't like it. Don't like it by yourself somewhere. Okay, it needs to stay off of the dais. Mayor Bell, I'm asking you, please, let's run more professional meetings. Let's keep what's outside of council outside of council. I have every right to voice my concern about everything on this list. It is my right to do that. Just as you said to Mr. Holcomb earlier, what those people come in here and make up nonsense and all that, they have that right to do that. So do I. So, Ms. Yancey, I'm asking you, please, as your councilman and as a citizen, please knock it off. Leave it outside of council. If you want to send me an email or text message, that's fine. But please leave it outside of here. We have to conduct business here for the city of Lamarque. We got a high crime rate city that they're stomping on that they're doing everything they can to lower that crime rate. We need to focus on that. We need to focus on getting more patrols out in the street. We need to focus on that kind of stuff, the ditches, the grade all, the grapple truck. You know, this is what we need to focus on. Not Mr. Lowry said something that he didn't like a Dickinson council member, and Mr. Lowry doesn't like the pastor in Dickinson, and Mr. Lowry doesn't like. Leave it out of here. Leave it out of here. None of that stuff has anything to do with what is happening on this dais. Period.
Well, not according to your emails.
We're not doing that. Are you done, Mr. Lowry, with your commentary?
Yeah, so I just ask again that leave it out of council. You guys can do however you please, but everybody up here knows the answer. I'm 100% eligible to run for office. Jack Rody's had numerous complaints. It's been investigated, and here I sit. So, thank you.
I just have a question, and you might laugh at this before I turn it over to Mr. Ross. Did you just say that you have a right to make stuff up like everybody else? I mean, I thought that's what you just said.
No, I was saying that I have the right to do.
I'm teasing you. I got you. Mr. Ross, go ahead.
All right, so everybody that emails me and tries to, I'm gonna break a lot of hearts tonight. And now I'm sorry, but the law is the law, whether it's state of Washington, state of Texas, Constitution, whatever. So our Attorney General has said once an elected official is an elected official, too bad, so sad. You had time to do it before they got here. That's one. Two, any felony you had in Washington State that was drug related was removed, vacated by all drug related cases in Washington State, vacated in 2021. I hate to inform you of that, but all felony related drug cases in Washington State were vacated by a Supreme Court ruling in Washington State. State of Washington versus Blake vacated all drug related charges in Washington State up to 2021. And in 2023, and I don't know if you know this, they gave money back to the people that paid to have them vacated before that. So, and the only reason I know that is because I've heard you say before that you were, and I commend you for changing your life on that step. But by Washington State Supreme Court case, he is not a convicted felon, and there is nothing else we as a council can do.
I disagree with that. First of all, Mayor, can I respond to that?
You can respond to this.
So the information that you received, did you receive that third party or first party?
That was me doing research through law cases in Washington.
And are you an attorney?
I can.
But are you an attorney? Yes or no?
No.
No. So with the reason why I'm asking for our attorney to do it, because it would be primary research, not by a third party, not by other people trying to discredit Joseph, but by this council saying, we have done our own research. We have asked for a public information request. We have asked for a judicial ruling, and we're past that mute point. I've had people send me things as well, but it's third party.
No, I actually looked it up. That's how I know about the 2023 ruling that allowed them to give the money back. It's called the State versus Blake refund.
But I think if we get someone that is certified and licensed to do it, primary research, we can put it to rest that this council vetted that and it's done. That's the issue because of all of the activities. I do not agree that the First Amendment gives a person the right to harass. It gives you the right to speak, but nowhere in the law does it give you the right to harass. And
We got
fellow
about-
council members, this is
We got
harassment.
about 2 more minutes left on this discussion.
This is harassment.
So
Uh,
harassment, that was not what this was about. This
No, no,
was
it's
something
not.
about-
It's not about harassment, but it's about, because of the behavior, it makes you need to vet properly. If the district clerk, if the clerk didn't do it, our attorney didn't do it, who's going to do it? And at the same time, we have David Pillington comes forward and says, how are you going to have a higher standard for your volunteers and not yourselves? That is a great point. And so, and I know we tabled that issue, but I think it's important that we find out for sure because of the criminal behavior that we're seeing. Just because you didn't get called by the cops doesn't mean you're not guilty. And this right here, and I've shown this. So Councilman, you're telling me all of these fake emails, all of these fake tests, using my picture, using my family's picture, using our address over and over again. This is what a councilman should do.
I'm not,
Are you saying?
Guys,
Is it okay for the mayor? Is
no,
it
I'm
okay-
gonna allow you, Ms. Yancey,
Is
but
it
I want,
okay for a person on
Ms.
this
Yancey.
council to do that? I'm sorry.
let me say, this conversation is getting ready to end, but I don't want to cut you off in the middle of your thought.
I just want to say.
But I do want, James, because I stopped her from speaking, right? So let me let her finish, but I wanted to let you guys know gently, and it didn't happen gently, I'm sorry. But we need to bring this one in. But Ms. Yancey, you were speaking, and I didn't want you to not finish. Go ahead.
It
And
is,
then Mr. Ross.
it is about the ditches. Let's focus on that. Stop sending me harassing emails. If you want it, I'm sorry, it is unprofessional and it is not becoming of a council person to harass the only woman sitting on this council. Mayor, I am in fear because of what I've seen with the protective order and the things that he has done in his past. I am afraid.
I understand.
And I need clarity on this matter because I am being asked to meet with this man alone sometimes, meet with this man, with you guys, and seeing that protective order, that is scary for me. I just need this to be done, not just for me as a councilwoman, the only woman on this council, but also for our constituents that are always bringing this to us. I don't know. I don't understand why he won't provide it himself.
I understand. Let's stop there. Mr. Ross, did you have something else you wanted to say?
I'm just gonna say there is nothing to be provided except for a Supreme Court ruling that made a blanket across the state of Washington.
You're suggesting that there is no information to be provided other
There's
than a
no
ruling.
information
Okay,
to be provided because of that.
okay.
Secondly, I can't, whether I agree with this behavior or not, that is what our court system is being made and in May, that decisions will be made on whether will we both put up with a lot between now and then. I'm quite sure it'll happen. But you can't look this up.
This behavior happens. because we are not-
We're done. We're done, guys. We're done. We're
I want
done.
to say
Mayor, if I
one more
may.
thing. Just
Miss Yancey,
about
we
the
have,
DA, because he mentioned.
we have exhausted this, Miss Yancey.
Well, no one has had to put it in writing. Can we get something in writing? He's talking about Jack. Jack is refusing to put it in writing.
I understand that, but we've beaten this horse. It's not even a horse anymore. Mr. Lowry, I assume you want to say something.
I'm more than willing to go to the district attorney's office or whatever. I mean, the police department can run my name. I mean, I'm not a felon. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not a felon, and that's all that matters. And I'm here lawfully, and I don't break the law. I tend to stay on the right side of things. And so, I mean, if there's any question, I'm more than willing to go to the district attorney's office or, whatever you guys want to do.
Okay. Joe, you need to stop talking. You're talking too much. Let me leave you alone. Mr. Lowry. Yeah. Go ahead and then I'll go. Mr. Lowry, I wanted to just respond to something that you requested of me. And it'll be painless. You said that you wanted more professionalism in the council meeting. That starts with all of us respecting the presider, right? the presider, the person who is endowed, empowered by the citizens of Lamarck to run meetings so that the people's business can be handled. We all have to respect that position, and we all have to listen and follow instructions, right? That will make a more professional meeting. Usually our meetings get off the rails when we start to overtalk each other and we stop following instructions, whether it's happening in the back in executive session or whether it's happening on the dais. The breakdown is we have to respect the presider. And as you can see, when you have passionate people, we all want to talk, but we all have to respect the presider. Last thing I want to request of you, Mr. Lowry, on the item of professionalism. Last May, the people of District C elected you in a fair legal election. And so they put you here. And so regardless of what Mr. Compion or Ms. Yancey or Mr. Ross or myself or anybody thinks about you, we respect that you were duly elected. You get what I'm saying? Here's the issue for me. I don't know if you realize this, but in that same election, same one, myself was elected duly as mayor. And so you can't say my election was valid in C and then say somehow the people don't want you as mayor when they just voted for me, right? We have to respect, you have to respect what the people have chosen in me, and I have to respect what the people have chosen in you. And so part of my role is to preside over the meetings. And so whether or not we agree, I have a job to do, right? And so that'll help us get to professionalism when we realize whatever beef I have with the mayor, at the end of the day, if we're in a meeting, we have to work together. His job is to try to keep the meeting going. My job is to contribute on behalf of the people of District C and try to listen in and help him keep this meeting flowing by following instructions. If something is happening that you don't agree with, you have a right, raise your hand, be acknowledged to speak. Mayor, I don't agree with that. I understand that. But professionalism starts when all of us respect the fact that all of us were elected in the same election by the same people. Maybe you, not you and Ms. Yancey, but some people that voted for Ms. Yancey voted for me. And Joseph, I know that this might hurt your heart, but some people that voted for you. So we have to respect each other. That's all I'm saying. I got a job to do. If I'm allowed to do my job, we can be more professional. Somebody's saying something that you think is out of bounds that you don't like, point of order, Mayor. That's not on the agenda. I got you. We'll talk to Gus. Okay? That's my part. Let's bring this horse into a barn. Mayor Pro Tem has some things he'd like to add, and then we will move forward with Gus's commentary and Gus's recommendation. Mayor Pro Tem.
Gus,
Yes, sir.
our dear city attorney. Gus, question for you.
Yes, and I, just so everyone's aware, I'm prepared to answer your questions and.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right. That's what I'm going to ask you a
Okay.
question. Is it not true that eligibility to hold office is a state standard?
There is a state law, Chapter 141 of the Texas Election Code speaks to the eligibility standards. Lamarck's, there is also a section of that law that allows home rule municipalities to adopt modified residency requirements.
And my second, and this is by way of a question, because I believe that this request is defective. Requesting a public information request and judicial ruling. Is it true that this city council is not a judicial body?
That's correct. Yeah, no, y'all are not.
We're not a judicial body. But,
No, I was asking for the review, Joe.
let me finish, Ms. Yancey.
Yeah.
One thing, please.
Mhm.
Let me finish my comments.
Mhm.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right, Joe.
I
You're
got
right.
you.
You're right. That's fine. Thank you, Ms. Yancey.
And this part about requesting a public information request, that's available to anybody, whether they sit up here or right there. anywhere.
I would assume that any person may file I'm not intimately familiar with Washington public information law. I would assume any person may file one. Correct.
That's the rule and.
That's the rule here. That's the rule with the.
I've
with the-
petitioned for information on Washington DC, right? And it's given to me. So that's my only comments there. That's all, Mayor.
Very good. We are going to bring this into a barn. Gus, help us to understand what Ms. Yancey is requesting and what our role is on council per charter and what options are available to us. That's a lot, but you're
That is-
smart.
That is a lot. So I will try to articulate what I believe the ask is. The ask is to have somebody up here, Ms. Nance, myself, Mr. Pritchett, send a public information request or whatever that version of Washington law is to the state of Washington for I suppose, judicial records. Pending the result of that, I suppose, from the agenda, I would assume there would be some sort of request that that the city initiate some sort of proceeding, that the courts intervene regarding that eligibility. And that is where I would caution the city to exercise caution or exercise discretion. And here is why. I don't know if the mayor pro tem has a felony. I don't know. But what I will say is that all 5 of you were elected. The votes were canvassed. You all vote. Well, some of you, Councilmember Lowry, you weren't up here, so you didn't vote to canvass the election. Your predecessor did, but the votes were canvassed. You were qualified. You took your oaths of office, and you now serve. As far as and the Attorney General, has issued opinions. There's also case law out there on this, but basically, if there is an allegation that someone is not otherwise qualified, as long as that qualification issue does not arise under an Open Meetings Act violation, generally you have to proceed under what's called a quo warranto action under the Civil Practice and Remedies Code. And there are only generally 3 people who can file that. That's the district attorney, that's the county attorney, or that's the attorney general. The city does not have the ability to compel any of those people to act. So at this point, you all are elected. And the law is pretty clear. Collateral attacks on elections are strongly disfavored. And I understand there are a lot of questions about a lot of people's eligibility. I get that. But my role is to advise the city. My role is not to advise individual citizens regarding election law issues. And the fact that this has now come up, I have to give council advice or I have to give my advice. But I would encourage anyone, if they have any private citizen, if you have a question about an election law issue, you really need to contact an election law lawyer. They actually have a board certification in it now. The state bar does. I am not board certified in election law. I am not. But I would say that I would sum this up with, if people have ongoing questions about anyone's eligibility, if they have future questions about eligibility, if they have future questions about somebody's right to be on the ballot, they need to contact their own lawyer. The city has very limited rights when it comes to people. I mean, unless you're going to give us, the city has very limited rights. And if you have questions, you need to contact your own lawyer, would be my advice. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions. But
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Gus. Mayor Pro Tem, I think that you had a question and then we're gonna move forward.
I still believe the request is defective. However, I'm gonna ask both Councilmember Yancey and Councilmember Lowry that if they would have an objection, and I think the issue is information. If I, not as a member of this council, as a private individual, were to file a Public Information Act request with whatever jurisdiction that we're talking about. I don't know if I've heard Washington State. I'm not aware of all the details, but I'll find out, right? And just to put this to rest. And if I get a reply, then I can bring it back and report. I'll stand right there and report. Right? This is the information provided by, and there we have. I can certainly will need to do that. And if you would have no problems with that.
Yeah.
Speak closer to the mic.
Sure.
Okay.
Ms. Yancey?
I do have an issue with that.
Oh, my God. Well, but
Well, I do, because I think that's something that I think it's something that our attorney needs to do. I don't, tell me, why would you volunteer yourself to do that and not our attorney? Who we pay, who is an attorney, a practicing attorney. Why wouldn't we want, I mean, he does everything else for us. Why wouldn't we want that? I'm just curious.
man,
Yeah, good, Joe.
Ms. Yancey, and you don't have to be a practicing attorney or anybody. It is a right that we have in law to file a public information request.
Right.
So I guess what I'm hearing from you is that if Joe Compion files it, it's somehow tainted. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
No.
That's what I'm hearing
What
from
I
you.
wanted is certified. I'm not saying anything about your credentials. I would like it to be done by our city attorney so that it's certifiable, his signature. This is what it is. Not by, because people have already done that. People have already done the public information request. Those are the documents that I'm saying that have been sent to me third party. But if you want to go back to the charter to say we govern ourselves, Joe, I don't have anything against you at all. What I'm saying, when I ask for the judicial review, I'm talking about a judicial ruling saying that he's never been or never was a convicted felon in America. Because our charter speaks to convicted felon, period. Doesn't say vacated, doesn't say exonerated. It says you cannot be a convicted felon ever and in America and serve on this council. So it's nothing against you, Joe, at all. So I apologize. It's not tainted at all. I would just like it to be from our attorney, because I don't want people to come back and question your intentions.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to always defend you.
yeah. Let's listen. Let's go back for a minute because we might be putting the cart before the horse. Ms. Nance, do you have in your possession as city clerk any official record of Mr. Lowry's conviction of any felonies?
No.
Do what now?
No,
I hear you. What?
no,
Say
sir.
it loud.
No, sir, not official record.
So here's the issue. Unless we have the official records that this man was actually convicted, which I think everybody knows what actually happened. But unless somebody has given you the official record that he has been convicted of a felony, and now I'm bringing you in, Gus, because this one of the reasons why I let people talk at the beginning of the meeting is because you advised me that it's free speech.
Generally.
That's why Harvey Freebird talks and says whatever he wants,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So here's the issue, the cart before the horse. We might be able to get there, but is it an issue if a council votes in the majority to ask for or to request a record of some sort of vacation or expungement or pardon if this council does not have in its possession an official record of felony conviction. Is that problematic?
Well, so it's hard to say, is it problematic? The second point of my conversation was, let's assume whomever it is you requested of doesn't produce it. What I'm saying is that the Civil Practice and Remedies Code requires somebody else to do something about it, not you.
Say that slower to me so that I can hear you
Sure.
better. Go again.
Sure. So if any one of you, there is an issue with your election, let's say you actually weren't 21 years of age, say you were 16. Let's say that. And you are elected and you are qualified. What the issue is that the removal for y'all is a quo warranto action, because you've already been elected, you've been qualified, you've taken the oath, you've been seated. And that quo warranto action isn't brought by the city. It's brought by the county attorney. That office is really vacant now in Galveston County, which is fine. It's brought by the district attorney, or it's brought by the attorney general's office. So it's not brought by the city. So my point to you all is this. You may find something out, you may not. I don't know. But what you find out, if it is what some people want it to be, which will be what others don't, and vice versa. But the lawsuit to do something about it, you do under the law, the city can't bring.
Say that last part again. The what?
You can't do anything about it.
I can't do anything.
You
about
can't, and let me couch that a little bit.
it. Yeah. Okay.
You can, of course, petition your elected officials to do something about it, but the lawsuit to do something about it has to be brought by the attorney general or the district attorney's office. Or the county attorney's office.
Or a private citizen, perhaps.
No,
I'm saying a private citizen can take it to the DA.
they could, yes,
The information is received.
yes.
My biggest thing is that we have, I'm sorry, Mayor, can I speak?
Yeah,
I'm
Ms. Yancey,
sorry.
with the horse,
My-
it's not, we don't
my-
even have a barn
Oh,
anymore.
no,
The horse gone, the barn gone.
Right.
Go ahead. Let's finish this.
I just think it needs to be said that we did it, that we've done our due diligence. And
Yeah.
we've done it from staff, it's done, it's arrest. It can't be utilized anymore.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's all, that's all we want.
Yeah.
So we can go forward.
Yeah. I respect that, Ms. Yancey. I do. I really respect what you're saying. And certainly, Mr. Lowry and I are no strangers to mixing it up, clearly. Here's the issue though, the heartburn, for me personally. Ms. Nance doesn't have an official record that he's even been convicted. And that's for me, one person. I would like to see, I would need that before I entertain this. I do know that there are things out in the public. I do know that I've seen people have shown me things. But I think we are a council who is representing the community, and this is our official records clerk. And if we don't have a record, in my opinion, if we don't have a record from which to act, I think we are potentially setting the city of Lamarck up for liability. And that's where the heartburn comes in for me. So what that simply means for me is I think we would need to have Ms. Nance share with us that someone has submitted some sort of official record of some sort of conviction. And then the next question would be, okay, so there is a conviction. How does this square with eligibility? I don't think that you can jump from that to this without that, not you being you, but I mean, I don't think we as a council can jump from not having nothing official to asking our attorney to make a request. I think that that might put us in some sort of uncomfortable position. And so I would request that happen before that I consider that. Anything else? And then we gotta see if
I'd like
there's a
to-
motion or not.
Let's round this up. If Mr. Lowry is okay with Mr. Compion looking, then I'm okay with that. But make sure we look at all aspects of what's going on in Washington State. So Washington State versus Blake. It's pretty well spelled out in black and white on every legal page out there, period. And I try to look for every loophole into it. So don't.
All right, guys.
My motion is
Go ahead,
this.
Ms. Yancey.
My motion is that we have our city clerk, who's the official record keeper, to get a full, cohesive, not just Washington State, because I've been given things that there's others in other cities, but a full comprehensive review on the criminal history of Councilman Lowry, Councilman Joseph Lowry, because there are allegations out there about him being a convicted felon, and that would go against our charter. So that is my motion, a comprehensive background check, so that we can put this item to rest once and for all.
I'm so sorry. I just
Ms. Nance. Go ahead, Ms. Nance.
Mayor Pro Tem, I just want to get clarification on what you're asking for. You're asking for me to obtain a background check, or I feel like I got lost in there a little bit.
I really do think we need a background check, a full background check. So this won't ever be used against a city councilman, again, because of the things that he has said on social media and the other things that people have said. There's a lot, we need to clear that up. So a full comprehensive background check and a public information request from Washington State.
Is that your motion? Did you understand the motion, Ms.
That's the
Nance?
motion.
Thank you, Ms. Yancey. Ms. Nance, did you understand the motion?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I will entertain a second to that.
Point of order.
Point of order. Go ahead,
That's not-
Mayor Pro Tem.
That's not what's posted.
Make the distinction, Mayor Pro Tem.
That's not the posted agenda item.
Make the distinction. How does it differ?
The agenda item is a request, requesting a public information request and judicial ruling
Is that, Gus,
regarding a
I'm sorry.
councilman's eligibility.
did Ms. Yancey's motion veer far enough from the posted agenda item to make what Mayor Pro Tem's point of order is valid?
I understand where the mayor pro tem is coming from. It's a public information request, not a background check. A background check is oftentimes something more than just sending a document. So I would say yes, the mayor pro tem raises a
will
valid
amend.
point.
I will amend it.
And you're amending it to what, Ms.?
I'm going to
Ms. Yancey?
amend it to a public information to the state of Washington and the state of Oregon. A public information request. But since you can't do a public information request over 50 states, right? So we'll just leave it at Oregon and Washington. So if that question ever comes up again, we can deal with it. And a judicial ruling, because that is on the agenda, of the vacated issues that Councilman Ross talked about. So we can have that on file as well. So if anybody else comes to me, anyone on this council, we can say we dealt with that, it's done, we're through with that.
Ms. Yancey, when you say a judicial ruling, you're not asking us to ask a judge to rule. You're saying you
A
want,
previous standing.
you want whatever the judge
judicial-
ruled
right.
in Washington is what you're saying?
Yes, a
Okay.
standing judicial ruling.
Okay.
That it was vacated.
Okay. Okay. All right. We understand your motion. Is there a second? Is there a second? Ms. Yancey, your motion dies for lack of second. Is there another motion?
I would like to make the motion that if Mayor Pro Tem is willing to do the legwork and get all the information from Washington State, please do. I
That is
don't
not,
want to,
Mr. Ross, I can't accept that motion because you titled him as a member of our council. And I think that the idea is that he would be a private citizen. So if you can restate
Okay.
your motion as little Joey Compion from wherever you're from. Anyway, go ahead.
I make a motion that Joe Compion, who has so graciously volunteered to get the information and to look into the Blake versus Washington State ruling, please do so and present that at the next meeting if Mr. Lowry is with that.
I'm going to add to his motion. Can I add to the motion?
You can ask him to make an
Can you
amendment.
amend your
Guys,
motion?
let me say this to you. We will not be here. This clock is 9:05. At 9:07, I'm cutting this off. Come on, guys. We cannot talk about this forever. We cannot. Ms. Yancey, you wanted to add a friendly amendment? You can add your amendment. Very good. Thank you. What was your Mr. Ross?
My motion is that if Mayor Pro Tem, that Joe Compion, as a private citizen of the city of Lamarck, wishes to do the public records requests and get the rulings for us or whatever information is out there. Since he volunteered to do that, I request that he does that if Mr. Lowry will accept that.
Is there a second?
I second that motion.
Any discussion?
The point of information, I'm being requested to secure a certified court document. Will that suffice?
That will suffice.
Wait a minute, point of the
Ms.
information.
Yancey.
You asked for a public information request
What?
from Washington State and Oregon. A public information request, not just a ruling, but,
It's,
okay.
if
We
I
can
were to
eliminate
go
a
to
lot of this if we just
Washington,
buy-
if I were to go to the Washington to Galveston County District Court, get a public information request on
Okay.
that would be the rulings that come from there on said issues.
Did you get the motion, Miss Nance?
I believe so.
Read it. Do you need to read it back before we vote?
Sure. I have that Councilmember Ross made a motion to authorize resident Joe Compion to obtain a public information request from, as amended, Washington State and Oregon regarding the standing judicial ruling regarding the vacation of a felony conviction.
Any discussion?
Just,
Mr. Lowry, thank you.
just more political theater. I mean, we're talking here about wasting, tax dollars with an attorney. And now we're going to do this again in a couple weeks.
Why will we be doing it again in a couple of weeks?
Well, you're going to have to get the paperwork and we're going to do this all over again.
Okay,
So,
okay.
I mean, it's, the fact is, it's just political theater. That's all it is. It's strictly political theater. We're wasting tax dollars. We're wasting everybody's time right here. We could have spent the last 45 minutes talking about waste management. We could have been talking about a grapple truck. We could have been at home with our wife and kids. There's a lot more things we could do than waste time. But go ahead. If the council wants to waste more tax dollars paying our favorite attorney for 4 years, Mr. Gus Neville, then go ahead. But I would ask that we just stop the political theater.
Well, were you done, Mr. Lowry?
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Listen.
Mr. Bell.
Listen, I've said it before. Nobody likes mixing it up with Mr. Lowry more than me. I love it. We do have a problem though. The fundamental problem, and I'm being so serious. What we believe we know about Mr. Lowry has not been evidenced, and I'm not saying it's not true. That's not my point. My point is, if we do not have an official document within our city clerk's office that states that he has been convicted of a crime, and we proceed, what is stopping Mr. Lowry, Mr. Lowry's successor, Mr. Lowry's successor from making those same types of actions toward Mr. Compion's successor and Mr. Compion's successor? I think that I've been around here for 21 years. And as I said, it can be difficult dealing with Mr. Lowry. I'm certainly in that crowd. I'm trying to help you, Joe. Calm down. I'm trying to help you. But it is problematic that we don't have that document. Consequently, I don't believe that I am going to even vote to ask Joe to do it. Excuse me, Joe. To ask Joe to do it. Because I'm listening to Gus, and any action this council takes is subject to liability. What we, in my opinion, need is an official document that says that he's been convicted first. Then we can go about the business of actually trying to understand what we need to do about it. But until that, this is really, 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 in my opinion, it's really problematic. Let's certainly move to a vote. As much as this is a hot topic of discussion, I have to stand up with 21 years of council service to tell us that there is a ditch ahead, and let's steer around the ditch. We can still get to, watch this, we can still get to where Councilwoman Yancey wants to go, but I think that there is a missing link. Very good. Let's vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
James, you over there hanging out? What are you doing, James?
It was your motion.
It was your
It is
motion.
my motion. Doesn't mean I have to vote for it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Did you vote for it or not?
No.
Okay. Aye.
2 ayes. Any opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Nay.